Sometimes it really does seem that the easiest thing to do is to just give up. When we face the temptation to quit, lies flood our souls. Lies point out every deficiency in us that we are willing to entertain, both real and imagined. At that moment, our weakness seems to be what defines us. We look backwards at all the times we've renewed our efforts only to fail again. Because we can't imagine things any different. We see our future in dreary terms, self-definitions that try to strip away any hope that our present course could possibly lead to a good outcome. Our emotions are under assault. The inclination is to let ourselves be weak and depleted, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Through wearing us down, our spiritual enemy hopes to go for the knockout at the right moment. If you've ever felt that way, it's important to know that you aren't alone. We've all felt that way at times. Jesus was tempted in every way that we are and also faced the temptation to give up. Shortly before he was crucified, he found himself in the Garden of Gethsemane battling the forces of darkness. Being fully human, he felt fully human emotions. He felt dread over the events he knew were to come in a few hours. He had seen the spiteful anger of the religious leaders and had watched the cowardly political correctness of the government leaders, all those who had control over his ultimate fate from a human standpoint. What was soon to come was obvious. In the garden, Jesus prayed the prayer any man in his situation would pray. He prayed for the threat that lay ahead to disappear. However, in his weakness, Jesus never lost focus on his Father or on the purpose for which he had come. After grappling with the full spectrum of negative human emotions, he did what he now empowers us to do. He didn't quit. He yielded himself to the Father's purpose for him and squarely faced the events of unfair trial and the horrific crucifixion. The Bible says that he endured the cross, despising the shame. Don't think for a moment that after he decided to face the cross, things became any easier. He endured it. Enduring trouble in life is Christ-like. Don't think when you are facing great trials that if you had the right kind of faith, you would feel better about what you are facing. At no moment, I believe, did his emotions feel to him like he was doing the right thing. It was the knowledge of the joy that was to come that caused him to persevere and reject the taunts and temptations to come down from the cross. It was because he knew that once his work on the cross was complete, he would have faithfully fulfilled his divine mission. Authentic faith doesn't make your trials any less painful. The circumstances will hurt, but don't quit. Don't give in to the lies. Persevere. The Bible says that the Lord orders the steps of a good person. He will lead you through the difficult terrain you may be struggling through now. He will not abandon you or leave you to find your own way. When you are tempted to give up, it becomes easy to think of reasons why you aren't suited to move ahead through trying circumstances. You see the changes before you as monumental and your own weakness as disqualifying. In that moment of temptation, let's remember that our challenges aren't to be compared to your own abilities, but to the ability of the omnipotent God we serve. A grace walk is a divinely empowered walk. It is one in which you have the capacity to rise above feelings and thoughts that would cause you to move in the wrong direction and choose the path that God has called you to walk. You have divine enablement within you. Depend on Him. Don't be tempted to reach down into your own humanity, your own ability and your own self-confidence to keep on going. None of those resources are sufficient to sustain your forward momentum. Choose by faith to depend upon the one who lives inside you. Acknowledge your weakness and appropriate His strength. Those who do will find that instead of crashing, they get fresh strength. They spread their wings and soar like eagles. They run and don't get tired. They walk and don't lag behind. You may think you don't have enough faith to persevere, but He alone is the perfecter of your faith. Again, you don't have to have great faith. You only need to depend on the one who lives inside you. His faith is enough for both of you. His faith is your faith. When you feel like your faith is weak, remember Paul's words to the Galatians 2:20. The life which I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of God who loved me and gave Himself for me. Perseverance that is Christ-empowered will see you through. Whatever your circumstance may be, don't surrender to it. Lean into Him as your source. You aren't made, God didn't make you to give up under pressure. Look beyond the immediate stressful factors and see a better day ahead.